3, 2, 1.
Welcome everybody to the Ring Generals podcast. My name is Nick Nenad. Alongside me is Eric.
What's cooking?
And the RKJ man.
Let's talk that talk, y'all. Hypocritical Nick.
Now, I'll say something about that nickname. I'm gonna change the nickname a little bit, and it's still gonna be just as happy for you to say every single time. I am going to embrace that I am somewhat of a WWE apologist. So please open the show calling me the WWE apologist.
It's not as cool. It's not as cool, and it's too long to say. People don't like long things to say. We talked about this.
I could call you by your first name and last name, though.
You've already called me by my first and last name.
By accident, though. I'm just
multiple times, by accident or on purpose. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I want? You know what I want to know though? Why is it raining so bad right now?
Oh my God, it's raining so much here.
You know
in
what
California.
I think? You know what I think it is? I think it is the tears of all the Dallas Cowboy fans after they lost
that's a shot. That's not
on Saturday.
Shot.
Yeah,
that's
for you,
shot.
Jared.
You should have said that on the.
Keep my name out of your mouth on the Cover 2 podcast.
You should have said that on the Facebook
and
live.
You did comment on
and stop posting and stop getting so close to the camera when you do the Facebook live stuff. Okay, I told him about that.
Well, that was an unexpected shot at Jared to start the podcast.
Well, he took a shot at me yesterday, kind of, sort of.
That's true.
It was a passive-aggressive shot, so I just took a more aggressive shot.
We were able to get some comments from people while I was doing my other podcast, and the RKJ man commented.
It was something new that you guys did.
With something about the Panthers, and
no, I asked him about Jason Garrett. Does he think Jason Garrett should be his head coach?
Yeah.
Let's see. I also talked about how. I said the Cover 2 was making more adjustments than the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday night. Okay, so yeah, I did say that. I did. Okay, so I did shoot some
That's
shots.
True. There were no adjustments by the Dallas Cowboys, but this is not a sports podcast.
This is not a sports podcast.
This is pro wrestling.
But coming up on Ryan Rants, we are going to dive into a little sports.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll keep the sports thing up.
Somebody's serving low-quality food in a high-quality position of power.
Absolutely.
So I can't
Makes
do
sense.
that.
Yes. But yeah, so today on the Ring Generals podcast, we are going to be discussing the Royal Rumble. Pretty much for most of it, we're going to be predicting the Royal Rumble, who wins, both of them, who we think might be surprise entrants. We are obviously recording before and releasing this podcast before the final Raw and SmackDown, but we believe that most stuff is pretty already see-through enough to predict. If something does crazy go down, we will release something on social media saying a re-prediction, but I don't think that's going to happen. So for now, we're going to predict the Royal Rumble. We're also going to discuss a little bit about, what we can look forward to in this Adrian Broner-Manny Pacquiao fight.
Oh, yeah, they are fighting this week.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
Exactly.
I didn't really care.
And there were also sources about how Anthony Joshua, their team, is approached Tyson Fury for a fight.
See, I did not hear that, so that's a good little note right there.
But they're already fighting. He's already got a fight going.
This is Anthony Joshua. They're offering.
Anthony Joshua is.
So this is after his next fight or his rematch with Wilder.
No, I think you're. Yeah. So he's facing Wilder next, and then Joshua, who everyone says is better than both those two, has kind of been ducking and stuff like that. So
You mean ducking Wilder?
Well, ducking both.
He's ducking both.
Because Tyson Fury is from England, and he could have easily had a fight with him already. But Anthony Joshua's English as well, and they haven't had a fight. So that's very interesting. I didn't hear about that. So we'll maybe maybe at the end of the podcast we'll talk about that and see what we kind of think about what those fights could be, and will that be as big as this Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight that's coming up. So. Do we want to get right into the Royal Rumble, or maybe let's go over what we liked from the last couple of
live from the chase field,
Raws and SmackDowns, because it has been solid content lately.
It's been pretty good.
Raw was really good on Monday night.
And you haven't seen SmackDown, right, Nick?
I have not, but we can talk about it. I just was super busy this week. I wasn't able to see that last show.
I'm going to start this off with a question, y'all. All right, and I want you, and if you're listening, I want you to comment on our YouTube and our SoundCloud.
Hit that like, subscribe.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, we've got a lot of people liking our Facebook page, so like our Twitter and Instagram as well for all of our content. Shout outs to everybody. Do you think Finn Balor being pushed and promoted is a result of AEW? AEW, because I'm hearing that rumor going around right now that AEW, okay, is really WWE is starting to get a little bit concerned about AEW. As a matter of fact, I read today on the way over here that Dave Meltzer is reporting that AEW, if you come to the WWE saying that you have a contract and it's on paper and the WWE can see it in written contract form, they will not only match that contract, they will double that contract. So a lot of talents right now, he's basically saying if you're trying to get released like the Revival allegedly, or Dolph Ziggler allegedly, or Mike and Maria Kanellis, although they need to be released anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
they haven't done
really,
anything.
Who cares about
nobody
them, man?
wanted Mike Kanellis anyway. They wanted Maria. Okay, she got pregnant. I believe he came out with addiction or saying he was fighting addiction. So they went away for a while. Now he's on 205 Live. He hasn't done anything in 205 Live. So they need to get released.
No disrespect to Mike Bennett, but the man's great. He's great talented.
Mike Kanellis.
Mike Kanellis. I'm just so used.
He took on his wife's last name. That's how
I'm
it is.
just used to. I'm used to
okay.
I'm used to Mike Bennett. His name.
Look,
that's how I know him. But as far as like having wrestlers, nothing planned whatsoever, then it's time to go somewhere else. Find somewhere else to go.
But look, the WWE.
Back to your question, yeah.
Is apparently the WWE said, according, and this is allegedly, this is what I'm reading from Dave Meltzer and other people, is that they'll match it. They'll even double it on paper if you bring it to them from another company. And we all know that other company that they're thinking about. Nobody's concerned about TNA. I think it's funny, though, that...
Does TNA even still exist?
They do exist.
They are.
However, nobody is talking about TNA anymore. Not a single person has... like, TNA, like, the AEW has not even had a single pay-per-view. We haven't had a television deal yet. They keep hinting at it, but I haven't seen anything yet as of right now. Now it may come out today or it may come out over the weekend, but I don't think so. But yet they're considered the number 2 company in the in America right now, and TNA is considered like a distant 3rd or 4th. Like, I've never seen that before.
They're not really existent. I mean, even I would consider the NWA in the wrestling circles as more popular than TNA right now. I mean,
right.
NWA is actually
they're doing stuff.
It seems like it's more of a company that controls a lot more. TNA just seems like one of these indie stops for a lot of people, right? Like, you're going to see a lot of the same wrestlers on, let's say, Ring of Honor or TNA or Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And NWA is more controlling those superstars going to those spots. There's not a lot of NWA shows. There's big pop-up shows, like you mentioned a lot, like All In was.
Yeah.
But there's not a show every single week or whatever. And it's not just an indie stop, it seems like. It seems like that is the indies, NWA, to me at least. And AEW is trying to become this secondary company that isn't the indies. So, yeah, you're right. TNA, we've gone a lot off track from your original question. Is Finn Balor's push?
It all connects. So the question I have for you is this.
He comes from those places.
Do you think that the WWE is starting to get a little freaked out now, and competition is starting to breathe down their neck?
Paranoia?
A little bit of paranoia. And Finn Balor, all of a sudden, his friends, his buddies in AEW create this company that's generating so much buzz, and then all of a sudden, Finn Balor he gets this monster push. Now, I've been hearing that it was supposed to happen for a while. I personally think it's a combination of Braun Strowman being out, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and something needed to happen that was surprising. But you can't deny the AEW factor. What do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think about
Eric, you
this?
go first on this one.
I think that there's really no coincidence on this one. I really think that McMahon is still under that competition, that mind of a competitor, and whatever is hot out on the market, he really fears that he sees that as competition. He just wants WWE to be like the number 1 company, wrestling organization out there. Now, as far as for Finn Balor goes, it's great that I'm seeing as a fan of Finn Balor, I'm happy that he's getting this push. But up against Brock Lesnar, do you think it's a little bit too soon?
Well, I'll get to the Brock
soon.
Lesnar match in a second, but I wanted to answer your question. I agree a little bit with Eric, where I think with Vince McMahon here, he has always actually kind of respected other companies besides TNA, because I think he knew that's a bunch of WCW castoffs who I already beat. I don't need to beat. I can beat them again. But he did buy Ring of Honor. The WWE, I believe, owns some part of Ring of Honor at this point.
I think the guys from Ring of Honor let them get access to the library of Ring of Honor.
So exactly.
There is that working relationship.
So WWE is not necessarily. They still have always tried to either buy up their competitors or take superstars from their competitors. I mean, where are they getting all these superstars for NXT? In these companies. So they're obviously still, running shit, right? With Finn Balor in this case, I really truly don't know if it's because of AEW. I do believe it has something to do with his recent success and more kind of a fan push to get him to the top. And obviously he gets a little lucky with Braun Strowman not being ready. I don't know if this was a planned storyline. Strowman the entire time they didn't know was going to be ready. I think they might have decided this like a couple days ago.
They said, hey, look, we don't know for sure. He's not 100%.
Exactly.
We're not going to put him in this situation if he's not going to be able to perform. So we're just going to put somebody in there with Finn Balor. And they had to write Braun Strowman off. But, I see what you're talking about. Keep continuing.
Exactly. And so I think this is more of a product of the success of the Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar match at Survivor Series that we saw on short notice. And I think this is you owe it to Finn Balor for having such a great match and reaction at NXT UK. And that was the talk of all Twitter that day. So, at least in the wrestling world. So I think it's more of Finn Balor's popularity being brought to the forefront and them giving him the biggest chance possible. But he's not winning the title. I mean, there's no... We were talking before the podcast, there is a way Finn Balor could win the title, but it still would seem somewhat unrealistic because most of the guys that beat Brock Lesnar are big guys. John Cena, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, right? So it would be, I would see them giving more respect to Daniel Bryan and having Daniel Bryan beat him first rather than, Finn Balor, who they haven't even been fully behind. So
yeah, but they were never fully behind Daniel Bryan either.
Exactly.
Look, I think this whole thing with Finn Balor, I think what Vince McMahon is thinking is, and I've said this previously on the podcast, is that he's getting older, okay? He's in his 70s, his mid-70s. He's starting up a football organization. I really don't think Vince McMahon wants to get into another Monday Night Wars type of feud anymore. I don't think he has the physical. I don't think he has the physical or mental ability to be able to compete anymore on that level. I think now is the time, if you're AEW, it's the perfect time to attack. He's focused right now on multiple things, maybe too many things. Maybe he needs, I said this multiple times, he needs to step away from WWE, give it over to Triple H and Stephanie and Shane, and he needs to go focus on XFL, because you got to make that a success right now. And, but I think right now Vince McMahon is thinking, I don't want any more competition. I don't want to go into a long-term fight and feud anymore with another wrestling organization or a promotion, because if I do, I don't know if I can be in it for the long run for 5 to 6, 7 years. This man will be in his 80s, y'all.
Yeah, there's no way,
he doesn't have the physical ability, but Triple H and Stephanie, they do. They have the ability to stay up all night, go take care of their kids, then come back over, do creative meetings, negotiate, do what needs to be done. But Vince is in his mid-70s, y'all. And every time I see him on television, the more and more I think this man is getting closer and closer to seeing his maker. So I'm just saying this right now.
Well,
he doesn't look good on television now.
As far as him with the suit, that's one thing. But have you seen him work out? Have you seen Vince McMahon work out?
Does he still look big? I have not.
He looks pretty jacked.
He's jacked.
He seems healthy.
But have you looked at his eyes? Have you looked at his face? Have you looked how much his face has aged? That's years of not sleeping.
Yeah, we all melt a little bit, though.
That's years of not sleeping.
We all start to look like candles after a while.
Hey, man, black don't crack. But,
that's true. That's very true.
Black don't crack, man. I'm looking great at 80.
Guys like Wesley Snipes and Denzel Washington, those guys, they're going to go... they're not going to age.
I mean, RKJ Man's father doesn't look that old either. Black people age very, very well.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the great things about being black.
Yeah.
One of the few things.
White people look terrible, and they got to turn all plastic and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not denying that.
No, that's
you said it first, Nick.
I was in LA a week ago. I saw it all. Okay, but yeah, no, it's a very interesting discussion. I just think Vince. I agree with you. I don't think he wants another Monday Night Wars, and I think we have this rumor, and I just pulled up too about this. This doubling up contracts. WWE, if I'm not mistaken, I believe has the most money they've ever had.
Yeah, because of the Fox deal, because of the Saudi Arabia deal.
Exactly.
Which,
so they're able to double up on the contract, and it's really not that big of it. They're not really spending as much as people think. You look at like NFL contracts, MLB contracts, and those guys are getting $40 million a year. WWE guys, I think, are max are getting like $1 million, $2 million. So doubling up on the contract is 4 or 5. That's not a big deal, and that's where AEW. They have $100 million, but Vince has $1 billion.
So where
you can put a couple million in there to add extra contracts.
So Nick, you spent some time with me and my family over the weekend, and we asked this question to our family, and the overarching consensus we got is that it's good if AEW gets on TNT and TBS. Mm-hmm. Eric, what do you think? Do you think it's good? You think it's okay for AEW to go on TNT and TBS? I personally, if I was AEW, I would try to hit for network television like CBS.
Well, this is actually going to go back to last week's episode, in which I said that as long as it doesn't matter for me which platform it is, as long as they have a somewhat good time slot in order for me to get access.
Too. Yeah,
and
the time
watch
slot actually is probably more important than even the network, because if obviously you don't want to be on Pop TV, right? Look what's happened to TNA
or the Pursuit Channel. They're now on the Pursuit Channel
at
10
a.m. What the hell
is
the Pursuit Channel?
They're on 10 p.m. on Friday night. Scarlett Bordeaux gave Scott Steiner a lap dance.
That's not. I actually did see Scott Steiner was on TNA.
Big Papa Pup.
It's just like
Holla, if you hear me.
TNA, you guys got Scott Steiner, right? But
the man looked like he could barely walk down.
Yeah, you make a good point though, because if you have DirecTV, Raw and SmackDown are on at 5 o'clock.
5, yes.
Okay, that is
true.
like one
on
of the
the
best,
West Coast.
That's one of the best slot times you could have, because you could still watch wrestling and still do stuff after. You could still go out to dinner. You could still do all this other stuff. If you're a student, you can do your homework, right? And you're not staying up till 11 o'clock like you do if you have Cox Communications,
me,
or whatever you have.
AT&T Universe. We just switched it.
Exactly. So you're right. If they go on TNT and start at 10 o'clock, you're really only going to get the wrestling crowd, and which is not what you want. That's
want
a good
the
starting
prime
point.
Time. You want 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. This is what Eric Bischoff said for WCW. Give me prime time Monday nights.
And don't compete against the WWE. Don't put it on Mondays or Wednesday or Thursday, or even Wednesdays.
Put it on Tuesday nights.
Put it on,
SmackDown's
Tuesdays or Thursdays. One of those days are good. And
people like to go out Thursdays, though they might not necessarily want to watch wrestling.
You put it earlier in the week because people are more inclined to stay in because they feel bad because they spent so much money over the weekend.
Exactly.
It makes sense. So Tuesday. Now, how many hours? 1 hour, 2 hours? I would start off with an hour.
No, you got to go 2 hours, bro.
I think if you want to legitimately compete, because what TNA is 1 hour, you don't want to be like TNA, right? Or you don't even want to be like
2 hours.
You don't want to be like NXT. TNA is really 2 hours.
They're from 10 p.m. to 12 o'clock midnight on the Pursuit Channel on Friday night.
Who could they possibly have
they
to be
stuck
worth
to 2 hours
watching for 2 hours?
Time.
I don't know.
They started off.
They got everybody from Lucha Underground.
Come on, man.
TNA. They started off as an hour, which was enough. That was enough content as it is. But in their first year of being on Spike TV, but then they switched to 2 hours at 9 p.m. on a Thursday to 11 p.m. prime time.
We've been giving TNA too much publicity on this podcast already, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, though. 2 hours is the right time for me. 3 hours just kills it for me. Unless it's a pay-per-view every month. Once a month or once every couple of months.
They can do 2 hours, but...
Or special.
But let them get enough steam. Let them get enough
They'll be able
viewers.
to. They have enough talent and they have enough good wrestling to where they'll be on for 2 hours and we'll watch. Well, us wrestling fans.
They've got to beef up that roster a little bit more.
Yeah.
So the roster has not been. It's still in.
There's only been a couple signings to it. That's why.
And I'm gonna let Eric talk about it. But your boy Cody Rhodes and Brandy, they're at what you're gonna talk about later. That video game thing. What is it? Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna let you talk about it.
That's me right there.
But here's another thing too. So you're talking about the roster. I was just reading something on the same website that was talking about those doubling up contracts. that was saying the WWE is stealing female talent. Like they know who AEW is going after, and they're beating them. I think
Like who?
probably with
Can
this
you
money.
tell me the people?
There was let me go back to it real quick.
They haven't gotten Tessa Blanchard yet.
No, they haven't. You're right. They haven't got the main women. But
Santina Garrett, although I don't think she can go on there anymore.
why couldn't
I
she?
heard
be?
there was. There's
So there was a
rumor.
girl named Viper who AEW wanted. There's Kaylee Ray, ICW star. Let's see who this. Viper is a Scottish powerhouse. These are indie people. But some of them were set to set up or be in that MSG show for Ring of Honor, I believe.
Oh,
The
so the
G1
WWE
Supercard?
already signed him?
But they're in the facility now, and I believe some of them were in the Mae Young Classic as well. So you
Well,
kinda go
if
back
you're in
to-
the Mae Young Classic, you're pretty much, that lets me know that the WWE's already had their eye on you for a little bit.
No, true. But so what they're saying is that if you look at the women's roster, now this is according to Wikipedia because I don't think there is an All Elite Wrestling roster page. They only have one actual wrestler. The others are valets or Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah, so they've got to increase and buff that women's
and
roster.
as far as
And
the men's goes, they haven't signed really anybody.
all they got to
significant.
do is hit up Tessa Blanchard and like 3, 4, 5 other women, and they've got a roster that people are actually invested in. They still got time. They got Chelsea Green got freaking signed up by WWE. They got who was that? Who was in that?
That was
Fatal
probably a
Four-
given though, but she's going out with Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
At least was going out with Zack Ryder.
I guess she is. I don't know,
Yeah.
but. Who was at that Fatal 4-Way match at All In? Can you look up who the women at All In were?
Yeah, here I'll look
'Cause I
that up
think
real quick.
Emma, they could sign her. AEW can sign
Madison,
her.
I think Madison Rain was
Madison
one
Rain, I don't know what her TNA situation is, but they can at least
of
sign
them. I think she's
her.
with Ring of Honor.
What's her TNA situation?
Or-
What's her indie situation?
Well,
That's what you
yeah.
should be really asking.
Well, All Elite, but it all depends. It all depends on what Cody and Brandy want to do. Do you want to compete, or do you want to be like another wrestling promotion, like an independent? Because they claim
that's not going to get views.
what
though.
they said is they were like, "Oh, we want to be friendly with everybody." Okay, so if you want to be friendly with everybody, and you've got Chris Jericho and some of these other wrestlers signing non-exclusive deals with All Elite, then you
Okay.
can't expect that for the women
So
too.
for that fatal 4-way, you were right. Madison Rain, Chelsea Green, Britt Baker, who they have signed, AEW has signed, and Tessa Blanchard.
Doctor Britt
Yeah,
Baker.
Doctor. Yeah, DMD. I don't know what that means. And then Tessa Blanchard. So they still could sign Madison Rain and Tessa Blanchard, but they already lost all out on 25% of that match, which is not good. You need to be signing anybody that was at All In. You need to sign them.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, because it seemed like they were committed to that. So it's all going to go back to they have to get a legitimate. They have to get a they get a CM Punk. I honestly think
Well,
that is like, or if they get a Hulk Hogan. Not that that's going to draw huge, but people are going to watch if Hulk Hogan is involved again, or something like that, or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Get him to somehow do something.
Speaking of Hogan,
Yeah.
is he really with WWE, or did he just sign? He was just there for Mean Gene
Yeah,
Okerlund?
yeah,
no,
with
he's a
WWE.
Legends contract, so
Yeah, he
he's
signed
definitely
something.
yeah.
But let's be honest here. Let's not act like WWE is always
They should have
played
got Rey Mysterio
fair.
already.
Because oh my God, we're gonna talk about it later. That's that Cien Almas Rey Mysterio match. All right, but anyway, the WWE's never really played fair. Okay, Vince McMahon used to go into other territories and take control of other territories, steal your superstars, take them. The only person he was friendly with was what was that promotion? You know what promotion I'm talking about? It's in Minnesota, where Eric Bischoff came from.
Is it?
In Minnesota.
Oh, I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, though. I don't know what the name is.
Vern Gagne and them. Vern
Yeah,
Gagne's
and that's basically
promotion.
the respect from with his father and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Vern Gagne cussed him out. So I mean, like Vince McMahon and them, like this is what they used to do, and this is what they're going to continue to do. They're going to raid your talent. They're going to destroy you from within. They're going to act like they're being friendly when really their goal is to destroy you from within. They're going to take your talent. They're going to destroy your promotion, and they're going to be successful. And then they're going to pick you up for pennies on the dollar. That's how the WWE is.
Yeah.
So AEW has got to have a ruthless mentality too. Now we want to think that the cons have all this money and whatnot, $100 million is phenomenal. It's great, but let's not forget the Cons have other business ventures too. They got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've got their UK thing going on. They've got other business dealings that they're dealing with. There has to be a profit immediately. So the best idea, the best way they can gain a profit, AEW, is if you get that TV deal on the table and you establish it. But it looks pretty good because Chris Jericho said that he signed to the biggest contract he's ever had. Hey, Chris Jericho said, I got the best contract I've ever had.
He did say that.
But okay,
He
now,
loves
now
talking
I actually see that as a problem because if you they're getting backed by $100 million, and it's not like these wrestlers don't have money too, so they have more than $100 million to spend, right? And they'll have more investors come along as the more success they
You
get.
gotta get sponsorships.
Exactly. Yeah. True. Exactly. And once you get a TV deal, then that's more money too, right? So look at WWE. They got more money because of the SmackDown deal. So I still want to see something though, because I'm looking at their roster right now, and they have Pac, who is Neville. If you don't know, that's fantastic. You obviously have the Young Bucks. You have Cody.
Hangman
You have Chris
Page.
Jericho. You have SoCal Uncensored. That's a very good start right there.
Hangman Page.
Yeah. Hangman Page. Yeah, excuse me. I did not mean to let him out of that. But you look. I'm looking at the All In pay-per-view. They lost out on Rey Mysterio, right? They haven't signed any of the Lucha Underground talent, really. Not the bulk of them. They have not signed Kenny Omega. Okay.
Well, Kenny Omega, his contract. I said this. The contract's not up till February 1st.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
we
they
won't-
could. Okay, I got you. So we'll wait till February.
So we
1st.
don't know what's going on there.
They have not signed Nick Aldis yet. Okay, he is the
Yeah.
NWA champion. Now that's tough because he's the NWA champion. But if you want legitimacy from networks and people like that, you need to sign those type of guys.
I think what you got to do is you got to go out. They need 1 to 2 more big WWE stars. That's what you're telling me.
I agree. Well, I'll
You're
say this too: if they were to get, let's say there's another wrestling company out there, and they have all these guys, all these indie kind of darling guys, right? And then you go out and you take Rey Mysterio back, and you take Dolph Ziggler, and you take the Revival, and you take 2 other people away. Take Finn Balor away. You could sign 1 or 2 big stars, or you could sign a shitload of WWE talent, right? Like eight guys.
well,
then people are gonna watch.
This is why we're talking about TNA, because TNA did the
They
same
used to do
thing.
that. Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'm saying, and I'm agreeing with you now after thinking about it, man, they need 1 to 2 more stars. I'm hearing rumors about Goldberg, but if you can go out and get a CM Punk,
that's a 1 year thing though.
But
That's
if you-
not a full time thing though.
hey,
Goldberg.
1 year is all you need to establish your brand,
That's
bro.
good. Oh, you're just saying for them to start out.
I
and
need
get-
them. I need something to get them going. You got to get some people. If you can get a Goldberg, if you can get a freaking CM Punk, or what is John Cena's contract looking like?
I don't think John Cena is too loyal
If
though.
you
No.
throw him enough money, I'm telling you,
He makes enough money doing movies though. He doesn't need that extra money
Hulk
from
Hogan
wrestling.
did the same thing.
I mean, The Rock.
I'm just
they
saying.
did the same thing to
I'm
The
just
Rock.
saying, Hulk Hogan, same position.
Hulk Hogan was old though. He was. It's not really compared. John Cena is still a wrestler in the middle of his career.
Cena is basically in the same route as The Rock, where
Nah.
he's doing movies, even though
No,
we may not.
he is.
No.
Even
I
though
know
we may
you
not
like The
like
Rock.
it.
I know you like The
hold
Rock.
on,
Even though
see,
I
hold
may
on,
not-
don't
He
don't
got.
say
I'll tell you this though. He's such a Rock fan. He got mad at his brother the other day for making fun of The Rock.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't like. He didn't
What did he
like
say
the
to him?
disrespect. His
He's
brother
talking
was
some
talking.
blasphemous nonsense. That's all he was talking about. And look, the Rock is so popular right now. In 2020, he can run for president, and he's got a legitimate shot.
Yeah, he does.
To be
Yeah.
the president of the United
He's got
States.
his own production. Yeah, he's got his own production.
Yeah, it's $7.
Company. yes.
Okay, so I just want to tell you guys this. I don't know if you know about this, but AEW has been in contact with CM Punk as of 13 hours ago.
Really?
Wow.
What,
So-
13 hours ago. That's really specific.
That's earlier
Who's
today.
leaking this
That's
information?
it. This is well, we got Bleacher Report. But,
Yeah, I've seen
that's
it.
not Wrestling Rumors. Forbes.
Everybody knows that they've been contacting CM Punk. CM Punk's obviously been
There's a lot.
contacted.
There's a lot of those.
But from what I've read,
They've already
he's still
teased-
under
yeah.
contract with UFC. Number one, he's still under contract with UFC, even though he's not fighting. He's
I'm
still under
sure
contract.
UFC would gladly just give him a buyout. Just see ya. Take Mike Jackson with you.
Hey, how much did his pay-per-views do though? I'm pretty sure they did some.
They
pretty
did
good
better than
fights.
most.
Yeah.
They did better than most like average UFC pay per view.
Right.
Because
Although that was a stacked card that probably would have got views anyways. it being in Chicago and getting the wrestling crowd on it, it definitely got.
It
more
wasn't just
than-
that fight that he
yeah.
had with Jackson, but also the one with Mickey Gall. Even though he lost to Gall,
In 20 seconds, right?
yeah,
Yeah, oh, he got his ass whooped.
That was brutal.
I don't think it was 20 seconds. I think it might have been like a minute and 20
he was
seconds.
mauled.
But
it was a killing on live
The
television.
man was mauled.
All
yeah.
right, so Nick, what you got over there about CM Punk, bro?
Well, it's just saying that they're in contact with him and that he hasn't necessarily said no and he's not totally against the idea. So if they were to get him, I'm telling you, I'm watching that first thing if CM Punk is back.
Can you put CM Punk on Sports Center? Can you put CM Punk on E Network? Can you put him on any of these places and have the casual fan look at him and say,
on Inside the NBA?
"Yeah,
put him on Inside the
You
NBA,
can put him on
people will
TNT."
watch.
You know what? If they get on TV and
Yeah.
TBS,
You
then
put
they
it-
put him on
Yeah.
Inside the NBA.
Because you know they'll do it. They've had The Rock on. They've had other wrestlers in the past.
They can make it work.
On Inside the NBA. They do
Calm
it.
down.
They do it for promotion. So, there's possibility. It was funny. I labeled myself the WWE apologist before this, and
I
will-
labeled him the WWE apologist at my house.
He did.
I
And
should
I
have-
started
you
to
mentioned
think
it in the
about it.
last
I started to
episode.
be like, I probably should just embrace the role because that's kind of what I am. And it's just because it's not necessarily that I'm totally behind WWE, because if WWE was putting on a terrible product and AEW started to be this unbelievable show and it's like, oh, this is the new thing, I probably would start tuning into AEW
You
a little more.
just gotta leave your options open.
There is just
you know?
nothing that has been like a competition for the WWE since
WCW.
WCW, and I didn't watch that. So I have never seen competition, so why would I go against the WWE, my familiar face?
I'm just saying, like
Right.
Eric said, open up your mind, bro. Open it up.
I have,
because,
look, I've been giving them, I'm giving them advice.
what's getting ready to happen very
I
soon
could just
is
be like, F them.
something's getting ready to go down because I'm hearing
AEW, hire us, man.
I'm hearing
Hey, we'll be the personal podcast
Yeah.
for all the
yeah,
wrestling.
why not? Let's do it.
I'll still call myself the WWE apologist,
Yeah.
just to get some heat.
pretty much.
Yeah, so
Look, I think what we're trying to say is this: competition is good, and it helps because you have people like Finn Balor, who has issues with the WWE, who has had issues with WWE in the past, is start and stop push, and all of a sudden he just gets pushed to the moon. Nobody, just randomly, you know what I'm saying? And it's because of things like this that makes you start realizing, hey, WWE's got to get their stuff together. Now, obviously, we're on the road to WrestleMania, y'all. So I expect the WWE product to be better. I expect for them to actually give a crap with their shows now that we're on the road to WrestleMania. But AEW is just another reason for them to care more. And we're talking about it. The Revival are upset. If I'm the Revival, I'm thinking, hey, either you pay me a whole bunch of money so I can actually care. But what I'm hearing now is they want to go to NXT. Either you pay me a whole bunch of money or I go to AEW.
give them damn titles.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be great, man. I'm looking forward to competition.
Oh, yeah.
Raw was really good this
If they
week.
get that TNT TBS contract, that's a big step in the right direction.
On
already.
a good night at a solid time.
No, I agree.
Mhm.
All right, so we Eric, why don't you do your indie segment? We're kind of started talking about the indies a little bit, so we'll do your indie segment.
Okay, since I'm not going to be around here, and hopefully you guys get to watch this, Bellator MMA, I've been promoting this for quite a while.
Oh, yes.
Kaiser is going to go up against Jack Hager, Jack Swagger, the Patriot, of course, at the Forum, Inglewood, January 26th. Hopefully, whatever happens, I'm gonna try to do my best to watch it afterwards, and I want to see if Jack Swagger will put up a good performance in this fight. Since this will be his first legitimate head-to-head competition on this one. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. If you are around the area, and shout outs to you, Ocean View Pavilion, for following us
Yeah, I saw that.
on the Ring Generals. We appreciate that. Free admission on January 20th at the Ocean View Pavilion. The MAC is going to be an action 6-man tag match, and also with Andy Brown and the Rockness Monsters versus Royce Isaacs, and double platinum with Jamie Loving. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it the last name right. It's all at this Saturday. I mean Sunday over the January 20th. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Milestone was so good, by the way.
Yes. Ring of Honor Road to G1 Supercard starts now, well, next Thursday, as the Villain Enterprises take on the Kingdom at a live event over in Texas. And the winners receive a shot at the Ring of Honor tag team titles over at the Ring of Honor 70th anniversary show. And also, it's an entry to the Crockett Cup at the Ring of. It's basically a show that the Ring of Honor and NWA are co-promoting. And also, over at the Black Craft Wrestling, they invade Destiny World Wrestling. It's up in Canada, and it's basically February. It's going to be on February 23rd at the Don Club Arena. And I've been waiting for this for since the RKJ Man did say it. But if anybody wants to know where Ronda Rousey, Xavier Woods, and Cody Rhodes are at, they are right now over in Los Angeles, and they are checking out the gameplay reveal of basically one of my favorite fighting games of all time, the series Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat will be coming out April 23rd. It's Mortal Kombat 11, and yes, the rumors are true. Sonya Blade is going to be, it's going to be Ronda Rousey doing the voice for Sonya Blade, and that's actually going to be awesome. And Xavier Woods, I saw Xavier Woods putting up a picture.
Too.
I didn't even see Zelina Vega.
Oh my God, you need to look at Zelina Vega.
Okay, I'll check it out afterwards.
You need to pull it up right now.
I'll check
I actually saw the picture.
And Xavier,
he's not lying.
Well, Xavier Woods.
Thank you, Jesus.
Xavier Woods, he posted.
Hallelujah.
What did she dress up as?
I don't know
It
what she
doesn't
dressed
matter.
up.
It
She
doesn't matter
looked
what she-
hot.
Did she just dress up like a normal human, like normal person, or what?
Well, look it up.
All right, I'll look it up. I'll look it up after this.
He's going to get too excited. We don't need that
All right,
happening.
all right.
So
We don't need it happening.
Well, look, I'm already excited
I'm
about
trying
this.
to keep our voice down.
we're
I'm
going to have to
excited.
clean up and stuff.
I'm
It's
excited. Okay, I'm excited for this game nonetheless. It's great that Ronda Rousey's doing the voice for Sonya Blade, and also Xavier Woods showed up dressed up as Shao Kahn. I guess he's the Black Shao Kahn. I guess Cody Rhodes. I didn't know that he was gonna be at the event, so he promoted that, and I'm actually happy about that. So yes, Mortal Kombat 11. If you want to see more information about the game coming out, it will be coming out April 23rd, and you can find that on the Video Game Cafe 1 on Instagram and also on Facebook, and we'll give you some more details about the game. Personally, it looks great. The fatalities look gruesome. Hopefully the stage kills do come back, and the animalities, hopefully they come back, and some of my favorite characters will come back for Mortal Kombat 11.
There you go.
I used to play Mortal Kombat. I used to love playing that in the arcade or in the little...
Who's your favorite character, dude?
I don't know. I just like killing people.
Just ripping
That's
people's
a
heads off.
soundbite I'm playing for this week.
Ripping
That's
people's heads off,
absolutely a
right?
soundbite I'm playing.
I don't know, man. You just kill people on the thing.
No, yeah,
I
you
just
do.
remember being in the laundromat or wherever. I forgot. And just like playing Mortal Kombat and
Yeah.
just finish them.
Well, it must have been the old days laundromat. Wow, that's a term you don't hear a lot anymore.
Laundromat, yeah, man.
The fatalities are getting gruesome and gruesome. Dream match of the day. So I was thinking about this match for quite a while now. The Iconics, since I know they annoy Nick a lot.
A lot, yeah, a lot,
They annoy you a lot. There was another group that kind of did annoy me back in TNA. It wasn't much more annoyance, but also their wrestling skills kind of spoke to them, and they kind of reminded me of like those high school chicks who just make fun of like the nerdy dudes. I'm talking about the Beautiful People. So the Beautiful People versus the Iconics.
I like the Beautiful People. I like that. That's a great match. That's a fantastic match.
I got one for you. What about the Iconics versus the Bella Twins?
Maybe we might
Could
see that.
that's almost too WWE though. I like the fact that match probably is never going to happen.
Yeah.
That still could happen.
Yeah.
Somewhat. So
It better happen at this year's WrestleMania, maybe.
It could
it'd be a
happen.
dream match, like not talking about wrestling in a way. If you get my drift.
Yeah, I get your drift.
Just to see those four women in the ring.
Yeah.
That's my sexist comment of the week. Yeah. I apologize.
Oh, look, I did see it. I did. Okay, so she's dressed up as Jade, Zelina Vega.
See,
yeah.
by the way, did you hear that cheap promotion Eric gave the video game cafe? Like I did cheap promotion for Cover 2 podcast
What?
today.
We all have our stuff, man.
I saw that.
We're all
He got
connected.
Cheap, got that cheap
We're
pop.
all in some way, shape, or
Yeah.
form connected, some way, somehow. Like we're all connected with our stuff.
All three. Well, we gotta support each other. All
Yeah.
three of us.
But shout outs to everybody who's been liking our stuff on the Ring General social media wise, and also we got some more subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
So shout
by
out
the way,
to
the podcast
you.
is not ending right now.
Yeah.
We're just we wanted to give it thank you. Yeah, but we've been doing
Yeah.
pretty solidly. Could use a little more followers on Twitter. I know Twitter is not the best. It's not the most followed thing, but
It's early, bro. We just got it started,
Facebook's
man.
had a lot of followers, and Instagram has had a lot of followers too. Get behind it.
We'll just we'll post like more fun content on it. You know, not just the recordings, but also we'll put
Behind the scenes of what
behind
goes
the
on
scenes.
down here.
You know, even memes if we have
Me
to.
coming all the way from work today on my day off
Yeah,
in my uniform.
behind the scenes right there.
This
Quality.
is behind the scenes. I'm hungry.
Okay, so should we get to? Well, let's see. Do we want to predict maybe half of the Royal Rumble
Yeah, I
card
think
and
we
then get
should.
to the segments and
Yeah.
then finish it off with the main stuff?
Or do you want to go with women and then break and then men, or men break and
Oh,
women?
we could do that. Let me see. Let me go back to it. Where the heck is this thing? Oh, my computer. Still new to me. Okay, so we have.
Technology's
Why don't
so
we do
new
the
to you.
women? Yeah, why don't we do the women's part of it first? We do have some fantastic matches set up for this, and obviously we do still have 2 more shows of wrestling to go. So something could, possibly come out for it for the pre-show and stuff like that. But it seems like the main card is set already. So anything else added, either we'll send something out on our social media about what we think is going to happen, or it just will be on the pre-show. We won't talk about it. So let's start out with this. Asuka. Actually, I'll do Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw. Banks kind of got in Rousey's face.
I like the whole 4 horsewomen thing,
Yeah,
and I think
do too.
it kind of gives us a preview as to what may happen at Royal Rumble. I will talk about that later,
Mm-hmm.
but I know where they're going with this. I explained it to my mom yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
I explained the whole thing to her yesterday.
But so Rousey kind of shrugged Sasha Banks' threat off. Kind of just didn't act like much of it was happening.
well, I think
Tried to apologize to her. Ronda Rousey did kind of the very nice woman thing.
I don't get this whole Ronda Rousey character. The only time when she seems like she's a legitimate badass is when somebody's threatening her. We see it with Stephanie McMahon,
Alexa
Charlotte
Bliss.
Flair, Becky Lynch, Bliss. When somebody in a position of power is like really taking it to her, that's when she turns it up a level.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole Ronda Rousey, I'm going to try to be nice to you just because I want everybody to like me because I'm from UFC.
I disagree with that because it gives the heels a lot more heat. When Sasha Banks does what she does, gets in someone's face, says, I'm going to whip your ass, I'm going to make you submit, I think it gives the heels a bit more heat because Ronda Rousey's credibility is at an all-time high as far as wrestling performance and overall attraction as far as a main roster wrestler. So I think it doesn't really matter what she does with her character necessarily, as long as the heel can get enough heat for a match against her until she turns heel. I think it's fine. I actually don't see it as a big problem.
I see it as a big problem because I think what's going to happen is the crowd eventually is going to realize that this is fake humility that Ronda is showing. It's fake humility. Like, oh my God, I'm so enamored with you and I think you're so great, but it'll be my pleasure to make you tap out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not dumb. I catch that comment, so it's good for Sasha Banks to come at her. I don't see Sasha Banks as the heel. I see them as two faces, with Sasha being slightly more rootable because she has never been fake. I see Ronda Rousey as the fake woman in this situation.
The nice girl. If
It's a nice girl who's actually, who's not really so nice, but she's trying to be nice because she wants to be liked by everybody else, even though she kind of is already not liked anyway. If people aren't going to like you, it is what it is. Some people don't like me, and I just accept it, and I just move forward. As a matter of fact, I like it sometimes when you don't like me because I could just be an ass. But, with Ronda Rousey, I think personally, for me, in my opinion, in my honest opinion, I think what she's trying to do and what the WWE is trying to do with her character is they're making her overtly nice, and that's the reason why when she goes to crowds like LA and Staples Center, they boo her out of the building.
Yeah.
Because they see right through it. You know what I'm saying? They boo her right in the building. Now, getting back to this match, I think Sasha loses this match because Bayley interferes. Some way, somehow, Bayley tries to get involved, and it costs her the match. Not in a DQ fashion or anything like that. It costs her, like the distraction actually ends up hindering Sasha, and then Ronda gets her in a submission or something and beats Sasha Banks, and we move forward onto our WrestleMania storyline.
I also think that something will happen because I don't think they'll just I don't think they'll make Sasha look bad by just getting pinned or submitted by Rousey. I see maybe this match not having a finish, like a full pin or submission, maybe something happening. Maybe Sasha turns heel during the match and Bayley turns heel and comes out and helps Sasha, beats the hell out of Rousey, kind of like Charlotte did, something like that. And then it creates, they're able to try to go for the tag team championships. It changes their characters a little bit, mainly Bayley's. And they can still have a rivalry, potentially at WrestleMania or something like that, or further on. More just, it would be more of a way to change Bayley and Sasha to heels. I'm going crazy with this one. To change them to heels so that they actually have a credible tag team run and a more legitimate one, less than, they gave them the titles but they're the two most over women that aren't champions. Right. So I'm gonna go with Rousey winning by disqualification and them keeping every women's credibility still available.
Okay. All right. Okay. Eric, what about you?
You know that Sasha, after she had that discussion, that talk with Ronda Rousey, before she left and went back into backstage, she did this. She signaled the four
horsewomen.
Four horsewomen.
I noticed that.
Do you think that this might be?
Now, what were you going to say about the four? You'll do the Rumble.
I'm just saying there's just a lot of parallels. I'm just saying everything makes sense.
So there might be somewhat of a way of this year, or maybe sooner, or something were to happen if something goes haywire with Becky Lynch, as far as not going after the title. This might be a way for her to take a detour and go after Ronda Rousey and team up with maybe Bayley and Sasha and also Charlotte, since all four of them and Charlotte does not like Ronda. This might be a way for all four of them to gang up on her. And for
you mean Ronda. Are you adding Becky Lynch into that?
Yes, I'm
okay. I think you said Ronda Rousey instead, but
no. What I'm saying is that she might come in, and also Charlotte as well.
I like that way more.
They'll team up, right, and this is a way for Ronda to say, "Hey, I got some help," and she'll bring in.
So who wins the match?
I think that Ronda wins by DQ.
Okay.
As a way for them to interfere in the match.
I'll tell you this right now. I like that way more than I said, but I'll stick to my prediction. We all predicted Rousey's going to win anyways. So. I believe, honestly, that would be more realistically happening. I do think there's going to be someone involved, like you do too. I don't think Bayley turns heel on Sasha, though.
I don't think it's a heel turn. I just think what's going to happen is she's going to inadvertently, hurt Sasha Banks' chances of winning when she's trying to help her. And Ronda Rousey is going to take advantage, tap her out, and that's going to further our situation between Bayley and Sasha Banks. And it's going to come to a head at the Elimination Chamber when they lose the chance to win the Tag Team Championship.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's some good news right there. Okay, so now let's move on to the SmackDown Women's Title match. This is Becky Lynch versus Asuka.
So many routes you can go with this.
Wow. Is this the first time they've ever had like a legitimate feud?
I think this was my WrestleMania match. I predicted last year that this was going to be the WrestleMania match for this year.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
it's for the SmackDown Women's title. Asuka is the champion. Becky Lynch was never pinned. No, it was a TLC match. Never mind. So Becky Lynch was not pinned. Who do we think wins? I'll give my prediction first. I think Becky Lynch takes the title back, and it actually ends up developing into a rivalry that will go on to WrestleMania, where the finale match of this rivalry will happen, and with unbelievable matches. That's what I'm guessing here.
So you don't want Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania?
I think it's going to be more Charlotte or some other outside entity that ends up being against Rousey
at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I've subscribed to the Charlotte at WrestleMania thing. Not yet. I mean, we gotta wait. We're gonna predict the Royal Rumble and see what happens and stuff like that. But I think Becky Lynch, unfortunately, because she took a right hand from Nia Jax, now has been kind of exited out of the main women's feud. Although I think this match will steal the show at WrestleMania, regardless of a match with Rousey and Charlotte. I think this one actually might be better. And I think so I'm going Becky Lynch. She gets a title, so it kind of creates more matches in the future. I
think it's so difficult because I want to say Becky Lynch is the hottest thing going in the WWE right now. But, you read reports that viewership is still not going up. Attendance is not going up. Basically, what it's saying is she's not a draw.
Becky Lynch.
Yeah, it's reminding me of the Daniel Bryan thing in 2014, where they pushed him and they got as far as they possibly could, but did the needle really move when Daniel Bryan became champion, or when they were pushing him? Not really.
Internally, it might have, but not outside.
Outside of the
that, yeah.
WWE, it's not. Is she bringing in casual fans? Not really. Moving to this matchup, I don't think this is Becky Lynch's only matchup of the Royal Rumble. I think she's losing tonight again, or that night against Asuka. Maybe some interference from Charlotte. Maybe something weird happens where she loses focus. Something to keep her credibility. But they gotta have enough women to fill up that Royal Rumble match. It's not all the way full. You gotta have one or two surprises up your sleeves. It's the Royal Rumble match. So I do think Becky Lynch is going to lose against Asuka, and we're going to see Becky Lynch in the Royal Rumble match.
Okay. Eric,
Okay.
what do you think happens?
Well, they're going to keep the belt on Asuka, even though even though it is, like you said, Ryan, that Becky Lynch is the hottest thing going in for SmackDown. WWE is an overall for women's division, but I really don't think that she's going to win this one. I really think that she might get submitted. She might get submitted by Asuka, and this might go in a way for Becky to maybe after the match she might just attack her, just full on, just completely lose it, pissed off, and just attack her, and fans will embrace it. I think so. I really don't see anything else to, see through this match. All it is just a clean win from Asuka.
I think it's just crazy that I'm more invested. I love it, actually, that I'm more invested in any of the women's storylines way more than the men. Like, I love it. Like, this is what's great. They're pushing. That's why they've earned this WrestleMania spot, and they've earned, in my opinion, to be the final matchup on the Royal Rumble card. The women's Royal Rumble should be the final matchup on the Royal Rumble. But I'm definitely
It just
invested.
depends on what's going to be the bigger moment in the end, though. If it's,
I think the bigger moment will be the women's Royal Rumble, because I think the bigger moment can define. It's going to either tell us if the WWE fully believes in Becky, or it's going to tell us if they never truly believed in her at all.
Are they main event?
Or they were just pushing her just to
I'll
test
just tell you
the-
this, though. They main evented last year because it was the first one. They may want to give the men on this one. They might have planned something more for the men on this
I
one.
don't
I'm just
see.
saying.
I don't see a main event unless you get. Well, I'm hearing Batista, The Rock, but unless you get a superstar, I don't see a men's main event this year having the ability and the fire and the
I see what you're
flame
saying. Yeah.
to main event WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I don't think they've earned it.
They already announced the participants for the men's Royal
It's
Rumble.
only 18
so
people, though.
There's
It's not
always
a
there's
full
always
card, yeah.
something under their sleeve.
Only 16 for the women, 18 for the men, and that's not including Becky
The
Lynch
only
for the
thing you
women.
guys need to know is that R-Truth is number 30.
That's true. And Carmelo is number 30 as well.
Oh, yeah.
So. All right, so
I hope he gets eliminated.
Let's.
ASAP.
We're kind of talking about it anyway, so let's start discussing the women's Royal Rumble. Who do we think? And how about we'll do this?
The Final Four? Or do you want us
could
to
do
just...
the Final Four is a lot. That's hard to predict.
Or
though,
do you want
because
us to
there could be-
predict the backups?
I think you're going to predict the final. Let's predict the final two, and one surprise entrant.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
The,
Well, I'm not making it easy.
the final two's got to be Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. That's
Are you saying gotta or is going to be?
it's going to be Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I think it's going to have this whole situation. Remember Shawn Michaels when he went over the rope, or The Rock when he beat Big Show in 2000, when there was some controversy there? They both went over the rope at the same time, and we didn't know whose feet touched the ground first.
Yeah.
So who's the official winner? I could see some screwery with that. I've seen people say that, and I kind of agree with them. I could see something like that happening, or it's just outright Charlotte Flair wins it. As far as my surprise entrant goes,
The Bella Twins. Just kidding.
I don't want the Bella Twins. You know what? I'm gonna go something crazy. She signed to another promotion, but let's say the WWE pulls something sketchy. She's not the champion anymore. Tessa Blanchard. I think Tessa Blanchard's going to show up at the
Makes
Royal
sense.
Rumble. They're going to have a stare down between her and Charlotte. And I've always had the dream of Tessa Blanchard versus Charlotte at WrestleMania.
What about from NXT? Because I know they throw out some NXT superstars in the Rumble.
That's a great question. I don't really know. Candice LeRae, I can see her being in it. Let's see. Who else? Shayna Baszler, I can see her being in it.
Tony Storm,
Tony Storm, I can see her being in it.
NXT Women's UK champion.
Yeah, I can see Tony Storm being in it. I can see who's Rhea Ripley, the chick that Tony Storm defeated. I can see her being in it.
True.
That would be a
But
legitimate.
you gotta make one.
compare.
So what's your one prediction though for who?
Oh, Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard.
Just put
I
down
like that
Tessa
one.
Blanchard.
That one's a little crazy. Yeah.
A little bit out there.
Okay. I'll go. I'm agreeing with you. I think it will end up being. Actually, no. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna go Charlotte and Ember Moon. You're gonna have SmackDown and a Raw superstar.
What?
Ember Moon is one of the top performers on Raw.
You just smoking cocaine?
What?
You just smoking cocaine?
No, but it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown. I don't think they're just going to put two SmackDown women in the thing. And I have Becky Lynch winning the titles, so that would not make sense.
Ember Moon?
Ember Moon, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think people like Ember Moon, and I think that the crowd won't be totally against the idea of Ember Moon.
You gotta
possibly
believe
winning.
once Ember Moon and Charlotte Flair come down,
Yeah.
the crowd's just
True,
gonna start
but that's
booing
what
Charlotte Flair.
that's my prediction.
As soon as that happened in Arizona, they're gonna start booing
I
the
don't-
crap.
45,000
I
people.
don't necessarily think the WWE will make the right decision with this, but because I predicted Becky Lynch winning the title, I can't predict Becky Lynch and Charlotte because she's not going to be in the match.
Okay.
I would have,
Makes sense.
but I think that there'll be some stuff that happens. So I think Ember Moon. I think maybe like we mentioned. What was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. But I'm going to go Ember Moon, Charlotte, and my surprise entrant for the women is Nikki Bella. I'm not going to go crazy.
Oh my God.
I think Nikki Bella will
I
be
don't want
there.
to see no more Total
Yeah.
Bella's promotion. I don't want to see no more.
Well, too bad. They're gonna
got-
shove it down our throats.
Can you just
whether
get
we
the
like it or
Bella
not.
twins just as far away from me as possible right now? I don't want to see them right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them.
gonna
And
be
guess
fun.
for the 30th entrant for the women, by the way.
Carmella?
Carmella. It's gonna be.
Carmella's money.
Okay. All right. So that's it. Oh no, what am I talking about? You didn't even make your prediction.
I'm always
My
left
bad.
out. Just kidding. It's just like you guys. Charlotte will be in this one in the last two.
Not much parity.
But since this person has been getting so much heat, and this person has been on Ryan Rants before, and this is a way to get more heat. Nia Jax will be
I
the
like
last
that
two.
though. That's good. I like
Yes,
that.
180
whether we
out
like it,
Samoan.
whether we like it or not,
Or what is that,
they're-
360?
This is a way for
360 ounces?
this
I
is a
don't
way
know
for
what
Nia
She's
Nia
not
Jax.
announced for the Royal Rumble either.
Why is she not announced? We all know she's gonna be there.
No, I know, but she's just not.
It's disgusting.
Well, as long
She's gonna
if we
break
like
Charlotte's neck.
if we
And
like
we're gonna have
it,
to
we
go
may
with
like it or
Becky
not,
Lynch.
but this is also cheap way. Well, I'm not gonna say cheap way, but also another way for her to get heat, in order for her to be the last one. And this will also be somewhat of a big challenge for Charlotte in order for them to get behind Charlotte, because we all know what Nia.
I like
is
that. I
capable
like
of.
that prediction though. That's a
very-
smart thinking with that one.
That's very smart. and I
What are
agree.
you gonna say? You got all perked up when you said
Well,
it.
I'm
got all
just saying.
perked up.
I'm
Just
just saying. Nia, we might not have a WrestleMania main event if Nia's in that final two. I'm just saying.
Killing on live television?
I'm just saying.
It'll just be
Nia,
Nia, the main event of WrestleMania for the
all
women.
Nia has to do is just ball up her fist and do something sketchy.
Oh.
I saw it last year. She almost killed Asuka on Raw live, like multiple times. I saw multiple botches.
Concussions, too.
She laid it right on her head, and like everybody was freaking out. Like there
Yeah.
was just that random
Surprise
moment.
entrant. Who's your surprise entrant?
Surprise entrant. Since people love these two, I'm gonna say not one, but two. Lita and Trish.
Oh, it's got to be them.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Can I'll ask the
not?
peanut gallery if it's allowed. Can I change my other superstar outside of Charlotte because I just thought of somebody else?
Sure.
Possibly.
Whatever.
I'm actually gonna go with Carmella being the one because I think she has a lot of popularity in the WWE. And
I think she's gonna do a
I
5-second
when I
dance
said
break.
when I said the
Dance
30 when I said the 30 number being at number 30 that gives her more thing. And
Yeah.
I for some reason
Well,
didn't
she's
see her
gotta
name
have-
on this thing.
Well,
right
she's
when I
gotta have
looked.
the ring cleared for that.
What's up?
She's got to have the.
Well,
ring
they did it in
clipper.
2000 with Too Cool.
Yeah,
Too Cool.
Too cool. Yeah, they
You
did.
could. I mean, you just have a bunch of people laid out, and then she takes out 2 people, and then you do the dance break, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
And
she
then
gets
she-
fake thrown over and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
then it gives her some time in the Rumble. So
It's kind of like Too Cool.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
Rumble
with Carmella. Maybe Carmella sneaks out of the ring, comes in. Try. That's it. See, when we say the final 2, that could be what it is: a Santino Marella, Alberto Del Rio situation where the final 2 are battling, and it's actually the final 3. And I think that could happen in Carmella's case.
That
I
was
just
one
thought
of the
that
worst
idea.
Royal Rumbles I've ever seen.
Although it would have been hype if Santino
I don't
won
even
the
remember
main
that
event.
Rumble.
I was watching that Rumble illegally. I was watching it on Downstream. I was watching,
Okay.
And then it got seized by the government.
So I'm gonna change that. But okay, so Ryan, why don't you do Ryan Rants right now?
Look, I'm a huge fan of fast food. Well, honestly, I'm a huge fan of food in general, okay? I mean, I'm from the South.
This is true.
I'm from the Bible Belt, and we like to get down. We like fried chicken. We like macaroni and cheese. We like a little barbecue ribs. We like a little collard greens. We like chicken chitlin. You want your
All
chicken
right,
and
calm
waffles.
down, calm
Okay,
down.
I
How
can
about-
name it. I can name it to the point where the podcast will end.
McFlurries.
But the fact of the matter is this: as a college student, if I'm going to the White House, do you really think I want to see everything that I eat on a typical day at the White House just because my president is too cheap to buy me high quality food?
You realize he did buy them the food though.
He
got
did buy them the food, but that's why I'm saying he's cheap, because he bought them absolute
Fair enough,
crappy
fair enough,
food.
fair enough, yeah.
Because that's
To get
what
you fat-
happened
to get you fat.
earlier this week, either Monday, Tuesday, I forgot what day it is. The week's all blending in together. But the Clemson Tigers dethroned the Alabama Crimson Tide and Nick Saban a couple of weeks ago, winning the national championship. Shout outs to Dabo Sweeney and those Clemson Tigers. But they went up to the White House, and when you think of something like the White House and you're a national champion, you would think filet mignon, a little shrimp, things I can't pronounce that are really good, that taste good, exotic foods. No, you get introduced to, you get McDonald's. No, you get the Big Mac, you get Burger King, and I didn't even see no Chicken McNuggets. Like, where was the Chicken McNuggets, man? I mean, but Donald Trump did all of this, and then he went on Twitter bragging about it, using his political situation with the government shutdown, bragging about it, and he didn't even spell hamburger right. He spelled hamburger Hamberder's.
Hamburger.
He served him a lot of hamburgers. I can't even say it right.
Hamburger?
I think
Yeah, I
at
can't
the end
pronounce
of
it
the
either.
day, when it comes down to it, man, like if you're somebody there in that position, man, just don't eat the food, bro. Don't eat the food. Just get a drink. Be like Forrest Gump. You know, he drunk 100 million Dr. Peppers, end up peeing.
I love that
You know,
movie.
that's what you could do, because the fact of the matter is this. I mean, Donald Trump absolutely positively just gave up on those boys and just gave them the worst low quality food that you could ever give them. I didn't even give them no chicken McNuggets. I didn't even see no Chick-fil-A over there. Like, so, I mean, at least give them a delicious chicken sandwich or a spicy sandwich or something. Or some Bojangles chicken
I
and
have
biscuit.
the
He's
picture.
got it.
There were
I-
chicken McNuggets.
there
were
was
chicken
chicken
was?
McNuggets.
Okay, yeah, there
I
was.
see filet of fish. I see fry. And you know what's funny
I
about
don't,
the whole
is Chick-fil-A in Washington, D.C., though? to
Yes, there
defend-
is in Washington,
Okay.
D.C. But here's the problem. Here's the fact of the matter. Do you honestly think if these were much bigger, if you think this was an ambassador from, let's say, Russia or Iran, and we're doing a major meeting, you honestly think Donald Trump's going to go out and buy all that crappy
That's
food?
not
No, no,
comparable
no,
to
no.
a college football
the
team.
fact of the matter is this, man. Okay, you got to give the same energy that you would give to anybody else to these kids, man, because a lot of these kids haven't seen high quality food, and this is their first time really going to somewhere big like the White House, and these kids get Burger King, they get McDonald's, they get crappy chicken McNuggets that's been standing there for 2 hours.
You just put the chicken McNuggets over. You can't say crappy.
But it's never, the McNuggets is never good when it's been
Hamburger.
standing there for 3 hours, man. I know that they weren't even in a warmer. They just went in there and grabbed it, okay? Like, there's nothing great about it, man. Donald Trump is treating the Clemson Tigers like I think he sometimes treats this country, like absolute crap. But the fact of the matter is this. We're not going to get political. All I can say is this. President Trump, the person who ironically shares my same birthday, who's a Gemini just like me, you're gonna need to step up your food, my friend. I'm the RKJ man, and I'm always shooting my shot for great food as well, for greatness.
If I was them, I'd get my Mexican food like pronto. I'd run to the nearest taco place, and I
Where's
was
the
at-
nearest
He
taco
was
place
going to say
around?
Taco Bell and he changed
No, I
it.
said Taco Place.
I saw his
I
mouth.
said Taco
I think
Place.
did we have Taco Bell
I
over there
said
too?
Place.
I said Taco
I
Place.
thought they had Taco Bell over there.
No, I said Taco
no,
Place.
you'd put authentic Mexican food though.
I
right?
get the
Yeah.
ones over in El Toro, over in Santana.
What does the government shutdown has to do with him being able to buy somebody up and they can make a delicious
Well,
gourmet
I think
meal?
a lot of the staff is gone right now, and the
And they're cheap.
chefs the chefs aren't really there, and they weren't able to provide for a giant meal.
Okay, then go get some
Although I'll
Roof
tell you
Chris.
this, I don't.
you
I
can buy
don't-
Roof Chris.
I don't agree with the decision to get fast food. Obviously, there was some planning involved. I don't know why Clemson went so quickly to the White House. Normally, it takes months to get to the
Can't
White
get
House.
catering.
But the players did not complain, and there hasn't been any really.
Of course they didn't
The
complain.
only
They're good old
complaint-
Southern boys.
the only
Yes sir,
complaint-
no sir. But I'm gonna complain. I'm gonna say that was some BS. And there's a lot of dudes out there later on that night who was saying this is some BS, and they were also
Who?
paying for it. They
Who
were
was saying that?
pooping. I'm just saying it's probably spoken amongst them.
Oh, probably. So
There
you're
was- it was
spreading,
like-
spreading fake news rumors over
I'm
here
not,
about
I'm
the
not
players.
spreading fake
From
news.
everything I heard, the players wooed. They were excited. They were happy.
Man,
about the
you
food.
do all you can to say, okay, if somebody...
You
I
just
know
said something that wasn't true, though.
Secret
You said
Service was
probably.
probably right there with the gun right there. Like, you gonna say something bad about this Big Mac? You gonna say something bad about this chicken McNugget that's been staying
Yeah.
here for 3 hours? This cold fry over here?
You sure the hurricane wasn't there? The Hamburglar?
Shout outs to the Hamburglar, man. You needed the hamburger. I mean, they didn't even have, like, what's the good burger places out in Washington, D.C.? You could have at least gotten them something that they have never seen before. I mean, you're in Washington, D.C. I see, like, how many Big Macs was there? Like 16
A
Big
lot of Big
Macs?
Macs.
Okay, and if one of those players didn't take a doggy back home, I'm disappointed in you. Like,
Looks like there's some
Can't believe-
salads in the picture too.
oh, he actually bought them salads. It's a
There's some
miracle.
salads.
Where's the fries, though? Where's the fries? Where's the
They
fries?
might be packaged in something different. I don't know. This is
Because
not
everybody
full.
knows that the
There's
best
some
thing about
stuff- look at
McDonald's
this,
is the
there's some
fries.
stuff over here on this table right here. We're looking
Good-ass
at a
fries.
picture right now, but there's filet of fish.
Make sure you put it up on when
Filet
you
of
put
fish.
What's
the,
your favorite
the red
burger
ranch.
place, Ryan?
The place I work for.
Yeah, I think he has to say that.
the
Right?
place that I work for.
Not Chick-fil-A, right?
That's my favorite chicken place. Actually, no. Yesterday,
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's-
yesterday,
yeah.
me and my mom, we went to Church's Chicken. It's not that far away now from where we live. And oh my goodness gracious, those honey butter biscuits. Oh,
We gotta
Making me
stop
hungry.
Ryan Rants, but he's gonna go.
You're
over the
making me
top
hungry
with the
right
food.
now,
I know.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get too hungry.
I'm
Yeah.
hungry right now. Let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna go into Nick's segment a little bit here, and I just want to. It is gonna be short because
don't have
we
that
did the
much time.
podcast like a week ago. But my thing is, I just didn't know I moved to Seattle all of a sudden this past week. It's been raining nonstop here in California, and I'm not the best driver in the rain. must have almost gotten to about 15 accidents the last 3 days. Okay, plus the windshield wipers on my car suck.
Yeah,
So
I've
I
seen
can't
you.
see.
Yeah.
I can't see shit. So, I'm just. I don't know what's going on. Global warming.
I think
if that
this
has anything
happens
to do
every
with it.
time in California, like January, February, it just starts raining
But
for
it
a
doesn't
month.
seem.
Just
Doesn't
comes out
to
of
you?
nowhere.
Doesn't seem like it's happening too much. Like it's been nonstop.
It's getting
for
to the
like
point
4
of
days.
depressing. And then when
Yeah.
when it rains, I feel like taking a nap. Like I don't feel productive at all. Like I don't want to go out and
I
do
actually
anything.
do feel more productive because I there's no reason to go out and do stuff, so there's a reason to sit home and actually do work. A lot of times when it's sunny outside, I want to go outside. I want to go to a game or something like
The
that.
beach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I actually work a little harder with this stuff. But I just wanted to complain. I just want to get you guys' thoughts on the rain and what maybe some
Well-
troubles you guys have had because of the rain and stuff like that.
The traffic is awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, traffic.
I try not to drive in the
it's-
rain.
It is pretty bad, but as far as looking at the mud, oh man, it misses. It's a hate love relationship because I used to hate the mud. Used to work at the ranch and everything, but now that I have
You love the mud.
You embrace them.
but now I embrace it. Even my dad has said that. Oh yeah, I learned to love it now because we miss it. We miss that lifestyle, and so the fact is that it's one thing driving in the rain, and it's always so like the water's just coming straight to the windshields, and it's just horrible. But as far as hiking, going into the hills, now you get to see more green. So that's one way to look at it too.
I like that.
I hate it. I can't stand it. I mean, but if you need the rain, you need the rain. And California always experiences some massive drought, and then we get like a crap ton of rain, and everybody's saying, "Oh my God, I love the rain." After like a few days, "Oh my God, we really need this." And after about a week or two, everybody's like, "F the rain."
Yeah, boo, boo.
Like we're tired of this
I like
rain.
seeing the rivers because the rivers are now being flown with water.
That's true. It's a
It
good
is
point, yeah.
flooding on. I'm telling you right now, it is flooding. I used to drive. There was literally a sign that says, "Go back, flooding, you will die," or something. Like I saw that one time, and I'm just like, like I don't like driving in the rain.
Well,
I hate the rain.
The ones who suffered the wildfires and are now experiencing mudslides.
Yeah, that's not
Be
good.
careful out there.
Like Soulja Boy. We saw that Breakfast Club interview. That was so entertaining. Soulja Boy.
Wow, now, man.
Soulja Boy
Talking
had
shit on everybody.
He's talking about Tyga. He's talking about Drake. Oh my goodness. He's saying Drake he's the reason for Drake because Drake came up with Drake used his thing from Kiss Me Through the Phone or one of those things. I mean,
yeah.
it's but yeah, I mean the mudslide stuff, I mean it sucks, but this is how it is. In California for about a month or two, it rains consistently for about a week or two, and then it comes off. But all that matters is in May, June, and July, and August, it's going to look absolutely beautiful around here. We're going to all be in Shorty McShort shorts. The women are going to look great, and that's what it's all about.
Girls are going to be in Shorty McShort shorts.
I love girls in Shorty McShort shorts.
And that's Ryan's
You heard
sexist
it
comment of the
first.
day right there. Waiting
love
for
it.
Eric's. All right, we need to move on. We need to get to the Royal Rumble. And so we're going to start. Now, obviously, there might be some matches added. We won't count those into our little predictions part of it as far as our little contest we do between each other. I have them all written down so far right now. So let's just get three of the kind of mid-card, low-card matches out of the way. And let's do these kind of quickly so we can talk about the men's Royal Rumble and then the two championship matches. So Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight match. Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa versus Hideo Itami versus Kalisto.
Alexa Bliss's husband.
Murphy.
Murphy too. I believe Murphy wins. Hideo Itami, he might be a dark horse. So okay. The Bar versus Miz and Shane. I'm interested in this match. This is gonna be interesting.
I think this is going to be interesting. I think the Miz and Shane are winning the titles here.
Yeah, same here. They're somewhat of a odd tag team with those guys, but I want to see it work with them with those tag team titles.
So you're saying they win?
Yeah, they win. And also another thing, change up those tag titles. It's time to change it up. I'm tired of seeing those tag titles.
After seeing those women's tag titles of this,
Yeah.
They put a
They
lot
look
of thought
great.
in that women's
Yeah,
one, didn't they?
that actually looks
By the way,
pretty good.
real quick, since we're not going to probably talk about the women's stuff anymore, what the hell was that segment with Alexa Bliss without her shirt on?
It
That
was just
seemed very like it's like
random.
It's like they said, okay, we need to kind of act like it's the Attitude Era, and we need to have some Crash TV and stuff like that. And like some guy just wrote in at the last second, have Alexa Bliss with her shirt off and have someone walking in like in the old school, and that maybe didn't get passed.
That
by
wasn't even
everybody.
something that was even cool or anything. Because in the Attitude Era, Alexa Bliss would have just taken the whole thing off and just
Yeah.
showed them everything.
I think it's just a-
like,
I just
like
look-
But it wasn't like she acknowledged it later or anything. It was so randomly
because
put.
they're trying to get hits. And guess what? They've
I
talked
think
about
they're
other people.
kinda-
Guess what? YouTube, her thing is high. You
They're
look up the
kinda-
Alexa Bliss YouTube WWE stuff, high, and the Mandy Rose thing, high too.
Oh, yeah.
Although I enjoyed the Mandy Rose one.
I enjoyed the Alexa Bliss one. That was even showing more skin. That was legitimate.
But Mandy
we
Rose-
don't know what she has under her towel or whatever, or under her shirt. But I'm
But
just
Mandy
saying.
Rose-
I think they're testing the waters as far as getting away with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
that's what they're doing.
I think they're trying to do anything for
and maybe-
ratings
Also,
and
maybe
views
if
on YouTube.
AEW goes a little more hardcore with their programming, maybe WWE tries to compete with it and go in a little.
They're
over
very
the top.
reactionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna go with the Bar. I think the Bar wins. I think the Miz Shane thing probably might end up with some WrestleMania match between the two. One of them, probably Miz turning heel and stuff like that. So I don't think that's actually gonna work out as much.
I
I want to
think
see
Shane's turning heel.
it. It could happen. too.
Crowd likes Miz.
And then, so I think the Bar wins that match. All right, Rusev versus Nakamura, the United States Championship.
Wow.
A lot of interesting stuff behind this rivalry with Lana getting injured and Nakamura just being not injured, but she got put in the mat. So a lot of interesting stuff going on with this one. I'll give my prediction on this one first. Nakamura takes the title back. Maybe continues this feud a little bit.
You know what my dad said? He was like, "What happened to that Nakamura dude? Like, I haven't seen him on television at all. Like, what happened? They just completely dropped the ball." And my dad doesn't like wrestling, but he's very entertained by Shinsuke Nakamura. He likes his whole movements, his entrance, and everything. I think Shinsuke Nakamura is done, bro, with the WWE, as he should be. I think Rusev's winning this. I think Shinsuke to AEW.
Okay.
Rusev does win this match, although for Nakamura, there might be that him going to AEW, but also I think that this might be a way for him to go after the belt again. Shinsuke Nakamura go after the W title. Maybe this might be an exit. Like a
I
ticket.
gotcha.
Nobody looks at it. Shinsuke is almost as ruined for me as Samoa Joe. Like, those two guys had multiple opportunities. They should have given him the belt at one point or
Joe
another.
got hurt. That's his problem.
But not just Joe, but Joe had that whole feud with AJ, and it just completely fell downhill. Like, he did all those things to his kids and his wife and everything, and AJ still beat him. So, I mean, I don't know. I think
really wish they would have done a Joe AJ Styles match in this format of booking, because I think it would be a lot better. I think that was just sour, bad booking by WWE in that.
Right.
I told you I didn't like that whole storyline, but it is what it is.
Well,
now.
you was business of family values, though. I could care less about that. I mean, you were just saying you like to kill people earlier, so I don't get him sometimes.
Well,
he doesn't like some guy going over to some house and calling, saying he's going to tap some girl on the ass.
I'm just saying it's
but
dumb.
he wants to kill people.
First of all, it's Mortal Kombat.
Come on,
okay,
man.
it's a video game. It's a video game, bro. And that was
ask
that
those
was
school shooters about it if it was just a video
oh,
game.
that's effed up, Nick. You're a
If
messed
you want to
up
see
person.
a real shooting game,
See?
you want to
You're a
see
messed up
you
person.
You want
had
to
to bring
see
school
He can
shootings.
kill people, but I
you
wanna
had
see-
to bring a black
you wanna
man
s-
with the school shootings.
You want to see a real
It's nothing to
shooting
do with
game?
black people. What are you
want-
talking about?
Hey.
It's mostly white people.
want-
I apologize.
You
We need to stop that.
want to see?
Get ready to get kicked off.
You want to see a real shooting game, a real game that actually kills demons and kills and raises hell and heavy metal?
getting too
You
excited
play
over
Doom. You play Doom. All
Oh,
right.
The Rock was in that. I've already seen the movie with The Rock. It was awful.
Well, screw the movie, but the games, they kick
All right,
ass.
we need to get
They
back on
kick
track
ass.
here because
Okay. Okay, so
Got me
so
excited.
that's as far as the mid card matches. That's where that goes. There might be
this is definition of mid card hell. though.
Bobby Lashley is in the Intercontinental Championship situation. Obviously, he won the title on Raw last week. You might have a Raw Tag Team Championship, but we won't put those in our predictions. We'll put those. It's wherever. Those matches won't be big enough anyways for us to care. All right, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, kind of a revamp rivalry in some sorts. So what do we think happens here? Who do we think wins? RKJ?
I think Daniel Bryan wins with something. I don't know what. Maybe he cheats to win, but Daniel Bryan's on a roll right now. He's gotta go into the title. I think it should be Daniel Bryan versus John Cena at WrestleMania for the title. But Daniel Bryan wins this matchup.
I think that Daniel Bryan wins this matchup because, like you said, there might be somewhat disqualification. He gets himself disqualified, or AJ gets himself disqualified. It can go both ways. Either they probably had their match outside. They may turn it into like a false count anywhere, sort of, or they just get counted out. So it might happen.
I agree. I think Daniel Bryan wins. I think this feud is this match is not really necessarily for the feud anymore. It's more of to see the development of AJ Styles' new kind of character.
Makes sense.
So I think he does lose. I think he just gets pinned clean. To be honest, I think Daniel pins him. And stuff like that. I think that will develop into AJ Styles' WrestleMania match, whatever that ends up being. He'll be in the Royal Rumble later that night. And Daniel Bryan will keep the title. You're right. He is too hot. I'll kind of agree with both you guys' opinions. We're all three going to go with Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
All right. Should we even do the Lesnar Balor thing? Do we think anything? I mean, we all think Lesnar's going to win. Right?
I think we think the demon's
Lesnar's gonna
coming
win.
out. We
Okay,
think the demon.
but do we think Lesnar's winning the match?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you thought that. So you're going to predict I think that's what it should be. Let's predict. Does the demon come out or not? That's what we'll do with this match. We won't even-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If he does not come out, I'm shutting off my network until the Royal Rumble match, whichever one's coming next.
Eric, what do you think happens?
I don't think so because I think that
Dang it,
if-
I want to play devil's advocate. I don't really know. So
I don't think so because even if he does show up as a demon character and he loses to Lesnar, I think it's gonna also just kind of, lower the demon character its
If he
credibility.
loses.
Yes,
Yeah.
its credibility. It's not just Finn Balor. I'm talking about the Demon, his other alter ego,
See, again, Eric's on point with these predictions today. I like it.
slithering in those
I
things.
suck with my predictions today. Yeah, obviously Lesnar wins, and I don't really know, and I hadn't thought of the Demon thing until I started talking to you about it. So it's more
That was the first thing that came in my mind when he won.
It's more RKJ Man's opinion. I'll go Demon, and we'll see if Eric's not, then he wins the. I'll give Eric the
But
contest.
like I said a long time ago, he gonna smash that demon. He's gonna destroy that
gonna
demon.
beat the hell out of that demon.
He's going to. He's not gonna be a demon anymore.
Okay.
It's going to become then.
So now it's time, guys.
I don't know.
It's
Finn
time.
Balor again.
It's time for the men's
Just a
Royal
supermodel.
Rumble. There's 18 entrants already announced, so not too big of a. The field still has 12 spots left. Let me just get this thing over here real quick to
Couple of
show
surprises.
the RKJ man. So obviously, R-Truth is number 30. That has to be said because he's going to be the last one.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be a surprise 30th entrant. John Cena is in this match.
Little Jimmy.
Hey, you never know. You never know. So, it seems like most of the solid rosters on there. You got Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. They're kind of taken away from the Intercontinental Championship, so they both have a possibility of now being in the WWE or Universal title picture. So, what do we think we're gonna do? Final two. And who do we think wins? Also, I need to go back because I don't think we said who we thought was gonna win the Royal Rumble earlier for the women. At least I didn't. I don't think you did either.
Oh, for women,
Yeah.
I said it was gonna be. You know what? For women, give me Becky.
Oh, you think Becky wins?
Give me
Okay.
Becky because
Okay.
I know you're going Charlotte. I need to do something different.
Oh yeah, no, I'm absolutely going Charlotte. Are you going Charlotte too?
I'm going with Charlotte.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Becky.
So
for me.
and then Eric, why don't you do what do you think's gonna happen as far as your final two, your winner, and then one surprise entrant?
For the men's, right?
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is going to be in this one, as well as Dean Ambrose are going to be the last two.
Oh, I like that.
And
Who wins?
I think by an upset victory, Dean Ambrose might win this one, but also maybe an Elimination Chamber might give another opportunity for Seth Rollins to capitalize on the title shot.
I agree with you. Seth Rollins is going to be involved. We're going final two, winner and surprise, right?
Yeah.
So who's your surprise, Eric?
Well,
I'm gonna go second because I don't want RKJ Man to steal my surprise.
I'm still trying to think about this one. As
can't do
far
that.
as surprise go, because I haven't seen this guy in a while, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Okay.
We haven't seen him in a while, so
That's
But
good.
he's irrelevant. So
well, this might be
Hey.
a good time to reinvent and also.
I mean,
kinda
unless he's
who's
patch
more
up his
relevant,
character.
Bray Wyatt or Zack Ryder?
Bray Wyatt, actually.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's dating JoJo.
So I'm gonna go. So you had it was just so I can write for writing down circumstances. It's Seth and Dean, right?
Yeah,
Dean wins,
Dean wins. Upset.
Dean.
Yeah,
and then your surprise is
Bray Wyatt.
Bray.
The Eater of Worlds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's my prediction. My final two. I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre for sure is in the final two. And then I'm gonna go John Cena to tease that 17th title possibility. So I'm gonna go John Cena. Plus they've been kind of feuding a little bit, so I think that will end up being a thing there at the Royal Rumble. Who wins? Drew McIntyre. I think them sets up a Brock Lesnar Drew McIntyre matchup, possibly with Braun Strowman added as well. But Drew McIntyre is one of the hottest superstars in the WWE right now. So
Ruthless aggression.
yeah, I like that. They did the John Cena quotes on Raw last week.
Ruthless
I like
aggression.
that. And then I'm gonna go. My surprise entrant is gonna be Mr. Kenny Omega. Whether it's a one night stand or not, I think Kenny Omega. I'm gonna go crazy. If I get it right, we're gonna be talking about it for sure on next podcast. So I'm gonna go Kenny Omega as the surprise entrant.
Okay.
Oh man.
I could say a lot of guys that are in the company right now, but I'm gonna go with an outsider, Omega.
I think it's gonna be final two, Seth Rollins and AJ Styles.
Oh, I love that.
We gotta have a Raw and SmackDown, and it's gonna tease what we've always wanted as fans: AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. I
Makes
think
sense.
at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I think it's been heavy if you watch the show, usually when I look at the possible winner of the Royal Rumble, the show starts to kind of get centered around them a little bit more and more as we head to the Royal Rumble. And I think it's been centered around him a lot lately. I think Seth Rollins is going to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I just see it just...
So you just think Seth wins?
Yeah, and I think it's like he's gonna do a thing where I'm doing this for Roman. This is for him. And I think at the end of the day, if the signs point to Seth Rollins going to WrestleMania and at least fighting for the title. Now, my dream thing would have Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose in their final blow-off match in that feud at WrestleMania. But Dean Ambrose has got to get the title from Brock Lesnar. I think that's damn near impossible. And I think Dean Ambrose honestly is done.
Damn near impossible, yeah.
Okay.
I can say that.
Surprise entrance.
Surprise entrant. Surprise entrant. I'm a mark for this guy, The Rock. Let's just say The Rock.
I'm surprised nobody has said Velveteen Dream.
If Velveteen Dream, if he shows up, that'll be great.
Well, I might have thought of him, or maybe like a Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens.
Actually, you know what? Let me change minds. Lars Sullivan. I think Lars Sullivan is going to be at the Royal Rumble.
They've been teasing him. They've been teasing him.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't. By the way, if he shows up on Raw this Monday, then you can redo your prediction of the surprise entrant too. Because then that wouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a surprise.
So
put up on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram.
Put down Sullivan because The Rock is just
if he does, you're gonna be sad and happy.
No, the Rock. He's gonna show up via satellite.
Yeah, he'll throw it via satellite.
Yeah, I am an honorary member of the Royal Rumble, an honorary number 17. Watch my movie that I made about Paige.
But The Rock wishes he would have been at the Chase Field Arena, but now...
By the way, a couple of things. Number one, I heard Chase Field is not sold out. I heard tickets are actually very cheap for that. And if you go on StubHub, you can get 25 to 30.
You should see me. I do that with Jared all the time. I do that. I accidentally pushed my seat down and I just became miniature for a second.
Yeah. And then let's see. Also, some chick was trying to say Paige was plastic on Twitter. I saw it yesterday, or I saw it this morning actually. And Paige was like, nope, never had any work done on me besides lip filler, and that's just natural.
So she's had work done.
She was but Paige is all natural, y'all.
Yeah.
I think
I kind of could. I already knew that after watching those videos.
Okay, so the Royal Rumble will be a very interesting show. I probably if we get Paige on the show one day,
we're screwed.
We're screwed, and we got some explaining to do.
Paige is just not going to be on the show, guys.
We got some explaining to do for that one. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything with that because I don't want to go to jail.
I think you go to jail. It's freedom of speech. You can talk about a woman's nudes on a podcast.
Well, Nick's talking about it right now.
Yeah. We talked about R. Kelly last week.
Well, R. Kelly deserves it, though.
R. Kelly's different. R. Kelly's a creep.
Yeah, Royal Rumble is going to be interesting. Did we want to look at real quick how much time we got, or how much time we at right now, Eric?
1 hour and 25 minutes.
Wow, this is a long one.
So, last one was longer, but do we want to look at the NXT card real quick and just see what we're interested in? Maybe one match.
Sure.
Okay, I'll look.
Let's look at one match that we care about.
Yeah. Well, we'll give our match to watch for NXT Takeover Phoenix. All right, so we have Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno, Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano, NXT North American Championship, Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair for the NXT Women's Championship, the Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong versus the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe, and Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black for the NXT.
Where the hell is Velveteen Dream?
Looks like not on the show or at the Royal Rumble the next day.
It's got to be Royal Rumble.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I think our boy Jarrett against Johnny Gargano.
That's your match to watch.
I think our boy Jarrett versus Johnny Gargano. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Nick does a podcast with a guy who I think looks just like Ricochet. Honestly, I think him and Ricochet might be secretly related.
Maybe.
So,
Wait, where's Ricochet from again?
That's a great question.
From Laguna Hills. That's where.
No, the actual wrestler.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where the actual guy is.
I have no idea. Let's see.
I think, yeah.
Eric, what's your surprise, or what's your match with Kentucky's from Kentucky, and Boyle Heights?
Okay.
But that's Prince Puma. Yeah.
That's Puma.
So
Puma.
it's Kentucky.
I'm going to have to go with Prince Puma on this one.
That's your. Well, no, I'm not saying no. We're not doing the matches. We don't have enough time. What's your match to watch? You can say the same thing if you want to.
I'm gonna go with Chomp Up against my boy Aleister Black.
How did I not? How did
Eric
I know?
is an Aleister Black mark. He truly loves Aleister Black.
Damn right.
I'm so scared for the day Aleister Black debuts on the main roster. Eric is gonna throw stuff all over his house in celebration.
I'm gonna throw in my candles and all like the satanic.
The satanic ritual.
Hey,
Don't. I saw you put that up too, Nick. Don't put me in that devil worship stuff.
Hey, you
man.
said it on the podcast. I'm just saying.
I'm not going on no devil worship.
If it happens on the podcast, it can be posted.
I'm
Gonna
not
play-
putting no devil
gonna
worship.
play
Hey,
some Possessed
you
and
cannot say that
Bathory
because
and-
I protected you on your Ryan rants last week from getting people's messages on Twitter.
What are you talking about?
You said some of the most blasphemous,
What?
sexist things
What
on
did
your
I
Ryan
say?
rants last week. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to call you out on it. So don't complain about it.
Oh, I talked about the Me Too movement and stuff.
You did, yeah.
Oh, did anybody hit you up about that?
No, because I didn't post it. Because I thought,
you
let me do RKJ Man
I
solid.
I posted the right rants.
No, it's not the point. That's insider stuff.
You're gonna talk to me off the podcast.
I'm gonna go with this tag team match. You got the big guys, the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era. Anything the Undisputed Era is in, I'm down for. So I'm gonna go the tag team match. So pretty much we told you to just watch the whole card.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that will not be at Chase Field, by the way. That NXT card. That will
It
be
shouldn't be.
in a smaller arena. I'll look exactly
what's the
where it
arena?
is.
Oh, okay.
It's just probably like the.
Oh, real quickly.
I just wish my thing would work.
Broner versus Pacquiao, y'all. Who wins?
I'm gonna go Adrian Broner.
I'm gonna go with Pacquiao.
I'm gonna go with Pacquiao.
I don't think Broner's the fighter he used to be. I think ever since he lost to Mayweather, he ain't been the same.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah.
And same with.
Oh, by the way, anybody watching the UFC main event card that's happening on Saturday on ESPN Plus?
Well, it costs $5, but I
want to put down $5.
well, it costs $5 per month. It's a subscription.
Oh, that's cheaper than Netflix and WWE
But
Network.
then UFC, the major events are still going to be on pay-per-view. So you're paying $5 for essentially what Fox used to put on for free.
Oh,
So I might watch this one because this is actually a main event card.
Yeah.
this is actually a really good
But
card.
this, other than that, I don't think I'm gonna pay $60 out of the year to watch a bunch of random pre-show matches. You know what I'm saying? So
Makes sense.
we'll see. If it's $5, or they raise the rate for ESPN Plus to maybe $15 per month, and you get the UFC pay-per-views on it, then I'm down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm absolutely down because
Right.
that's the same. That's
Just know
that's
these
legit.
streaming services, man.
Yeah, they're taking over, dude.
It's becoming almost as much as cable now to have
Yeah.
streaming service. You got
I
Hulu, Netflix, you got your WWE network. Pretty soon you ain't gonna be able to afford cable because you got all these streaming services.
Yeah.
Something's gonna have to go for me.
Amazon and all that stuff.
Like one of these people gotta go.
I agree. Is that it, guys?
I think that's it.
Hey man, let's talk a little bit. What's your
social media.
plugs?
My bad.
Social
Yeah, my bad.
medias.
Social medias.
Eric?
All right. So we created a social media: Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So check us out.
Give the names and the descriptions.
But as for me, check me out on _Santos_9 on Instagram, Eric Santos also on Facebook, and check me out on OC Rock Radio, Slam It Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. only on OC Rock Radio. Going to be also doing some promotion for UFC and also doing more promotion for Ring Generals. And also check out the Video Game Cafe 1. If you did not see the gameplay reveal of Mortal Kombat 11, I'll post up some good stuff up on the Instagram page and also the Facebook page. But also, since Mortal Kombat 11 is up until April, we'll give you another game that's also we're anticipating for. Shouts to you, Luke. Resident Evil 2, the remake, and I'm looking forward to that.
At RKJman on Twitter, at RKJman on Instagram, the RKJman on Facebook, Ryan Johnson also on Facebook. And also like all the Ring Generals, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Even if you don't like wrestling, we got something for everybody, like Nick's totally random segment, or me today talking about Trump serving garbage food to the national champions. So it's something for everybody. So like us, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications immediately to your phone or wherever you choose to listen to us on. For YouTube, hit us up on SoundCloud. And if you're a bot, F you. Okay?
I agree with that one.
Spam.
F the bots.
Yeah, so real quick, the usernames for our social media, particularly Twitter and Instagram, Instagram is The Ring Generals, all lowercase, nothing special there. And then Twitter is Ring Generals 1 is mean as in the number, and the beginning of the two words is capitalized. So it'd be capital RING, capital GENERALS, and the number 1 on Twitter. And you probably could just type in the Ring Generals.
Just type in Ring Generals
and figure it
you'll
out.
find us, the Ring Generals.
But if you want to tag us, that's what you use. And then Facebook, just look for the Ring Generals. And I believe it might go through our names, but I'm not sure. Well, that's its page itself. It's not an actual like person's Facebook page, so it should look different. Yeah. So and then obviously subscribe. Look at our stuff on SoundCloud, the Ring Generals, and on YouTube. A lot of great content.
We are getting ready to do some very innovative, interesting things coming up in the next couple of podcasts as we get nearer towards the major WrestleMania season.
And then also, I'll plug my own stuff. Cover 2 podcast every Wednesdays at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on OC Rock Radio. Also, we've been experimenting with Facebook Live, so check out one of either Jared Smith's or my Facebooks.
Just don't get so close to the camera, bro.
Yeah, that was not me. I stayed my
I saw way too much of Jared's face.
That was Jared. He was checking
more than I wanted to see.
There's comments on the screen, so he goes up and reads them, and
he's just like, I'm just like.
You see some of the screen grabs on screen grabs on YouTube, and then what was again? What else was it? Oh yeah, at Nick Nenad, pretty much on everything. So if you type my name in, nobody else has my name in the world. So if you type my name in, somebody else has it. They're a bot, and they can F off, like RKJ Man said. So I think that's it, guys. Why don't you take it away, RKJ?
Hey, man, whatever you're doing, if you're driving in this crappy weather, if you're in California, first of all, be safe. Don't wreck anybody. But when you get the chance,
fast food.
Getting fast food. Raise a glass in the sky. Salute the Ring Generals.